even aside from the rape, just being a bully like he is. And then when the day of reckoning comes, then he wants to pull, oh, but I'm really the victim. I'm so weak. I'm so feeble. Oh, look at me. Why is everybody picking on me?
Yeah.
You know,
why is everybody bringing up old shit?
A lot of people say today is a cause for celebration. Today, old Harvey Wallbanger got found guilty of a lot of charges. Got acquitted on some, but enough to put his ass away for a long time. That motherfucker needed to be convicted just for showing up on that walker right there.
Right?
That old fake ass walker. Yeah, trying to. I'm hurting. Pity me.
Nice try.
Should have thought about it earlier.
Yeah, trying to get sympathy. Playing that shit up too. Look at him. Oh, haven't I suffered enough? Oh,
Yeah, slow down, man.
hasn't life punished me already?
How could I touch anybody with this?
Yeah.
How could I do it? Look at.
You weren't in that condition when you were out there pulling your crimes. You were real healthy when you were out there raping people. Mother, that body was in tip-top shape. You were flexible
he was
as
walking erect.
Yeah. Somebody will take that walk and beat the out of him with that. This guy straight to hell. Over 80 women have come out and said that this guy has committed these heinous crimes right here. And just like with Cosby, like I'm the guy that holds back and I say, well, I ain't gonna say nothing until I know for sure. But when you get that many convictions, that's gone way beyond a conspiracy theory. Weinstein made people's careers out there, and he ain't breaking enough of them for all these women to get together and say, this dude, let's take him down. It don't make any sense. The same thing with Cosby. Well, he wanted to buy NBC, so, you know, the white man got together and they conspired to the Illuminati and all that. No, that dude. All these women came out and said that they were violated. It gets to a point where you just like, hey, look, you ain't gonna make me look stupid. That many people come out, you did something.
You know, I mean, who was that? It was Courtney Love talking about, you know, beware Harvey Weinstein. He said something in the interview.
Yeah,
you know, people laughed that off.
They said they had a straight up quote. Now, well, you know what? Let me see if I can find it.
Do you have any advice for a young girl moving to Hollywood?
I'll get lively with us. Harvey Weinstein invites you to a private party in the Four Seasons downtown.
She sounds like she went.
She was, or she got. I like the way she was looking around for that mother too. He was like, is he here?
Advice for a young girl moving to Hollywood.
Is Harvey here? You know, no, thank you, Oz, for bringing that up, man. I played that a while back. You know, it's we're laughing, but it's sad, man. You know?
Yeah, and for her to say that, it was very specific. Do not go to the Four Seasons. It's not like she said don't go to a hotel room. No, do not go specifically to this hotel with this man.
That's why I said like she sounded like she went.
Yeah, she probably just got out.
Four Seasons, room number 314. Don't go there.
She looking right now like, I think I left my panties up there. You know? And you know if Courtney Love is saying some shit, because Courtney Love was probably drunk or high as hell or something. She ain't trying to mince words. She probably meant what she said. Harvey Weinstein, this bitch right here, man, fuck this dude. Fuck him straight to hell. You know, Harvey Weinstein is the worst kind of bully, man. Needless to say, this is the guy who uses his power to not only berate people, break people, ruin people, push people around, you know, but he also does this thing where, and needless to say, how can I forget, and rape people. You know, let's not forget the worst thing. You know, he uses his power to not only just go out and make or break people's careers and livelihoods, but he used it to actually sexually violate people, to rape people in horrible ways.
And not even, and beyond the rape, it's just more a fact the way he did it. He made you wait for the rape. He would go take a shower. You know what I mean? He'd go put a towel on.
Yeah.
He'd order room service. That dude it was maniacal what he was doing.
It was, you know what? He did two things. He had no middle ground, it sounded like. You know, it was either you're right. He would make you wait while he's in there getting clean, getting sexy for you, or he'd be like, "Hey, let's go to my room and talk some business." Right when you get to the door. So Harvey, what you want? What? No, Harvey, get off! No. You know, he would jump. He would violently rape people. He'd pin people down.
The poor excuse that these women had to face was, well, why'd you go up there in the first place? That's what they were met with. But why did you go up there? Put the blame in the victim.
I don't really want to go into excuses. I mean, okay, sure, maybe we can debate some of those things. But the thing is that this was a man who committed really horrible crimes. I mean, no matter what the excuses are for the women, he did this. And that's what really bugs me about a guy like this. You know, he does all this heinous stuff. I mean, even aside from the rape, just being a bully like he is. And then when the day of reckoning comes, then he wants to pull, oh, but I'm really the victim. I'm so weak. I'm so feeble. Oh, look at me. Why is everybody picking on me?
Yeah.
You know,
why is everybody bringing up old
shit?
How come his back surgery can go bad when you have all that money in the first place? Come on now.
How convenient that it went bad right when this trial was happening.
Right?
You know, this is some shit that his lawyers told him to do. They were trying to rake up some sympathy, and really, I think that made it worse. Everybody knew that was fake, and now it just seemed like you almost look guilty because you're trying too goddamn hard.
Right?
You know,
I don't think not one person looked at that and said, "Oh, poor Harvey." I don't think not one person said that.
Oh, I know one person that did. Harvey Weinstein. You know, look in the mirror.
Harvey Weinstein.
Poor me. poor Harvey. Yeah.
Jesus.
That'll get him. You know?
Yeah.
That's
Poor bitch ass Harvey, man. And yet this fool still maintains his innocence. I love this, man. Not only when the tables have turned, am I playing the victim to where I'm a physical victim, but now he tries to pull this patriotic shit. He said this is from Variety, where he maintains his innocence. As Harvey Weinstein sat in court when his verdict was being called, it was difficult to see the reaction on his face as the former powerhouse producer was surrounded by a swarm of court officers. But Weinstein's attorney says the fallen mogul was stunned by the guilty verdict. Here's the quote. The words he said over and over again to me is, I'm innocent, but I'm innocent. How could this happen in America? You know, trying to pull that shit.
How could this happen in America?
Yeah. Oh, you mean justice for a change? Wow,
Right?
yeah.
That's why he was surprised. Like, I paid all the money. I have all these rich lawyers. How could this happen in America?
Yeah, exactly.
I should buy all this shit. I cannot believe
You mean money didn't buy a non-guilty verdict? Well,
in America?
in America?
What is America? What is America coming to where I can't buy my freedom?
Yeah. His money bought him those crimes when he did them over and over again because he was such an egotistical, maniacal bully to all these people who thought he was above the law because people fed into him. He was a narcissist, man, where people fed into his very, very harmful egotistical personality. And as I said, people saw through the bullshit to where the court saw through it. And so the guilty verdict came down today, and they read off all the stuff that he got acquitted for and was found guilty for, but the stuff he was found guilty for, they could possibly carry a very heavy sentence.
Count 2, which is criminal sexual act in the first degree, guilty. Count 5, rape in the third degree, guilty.
And I believe that I think they're
Is
going to
first degree worse or third degree worse?
I think they're going to read off the how many years he could get for these.
Criminal sexual act in the first degree, which is 5 to 25 years in prison, and count 5, up to 4 years in prison.
So he could be getting 5 to 25 years.
So he's getting 5 years.
He could.
In this case,
I don't know.
guess.
He probably.
But his back injury and stuff goes down to 3.5.
Yeah. But as far as Harvey Weinstein, I mean, this is such a high-profile case. I don't know where it will go. I mean, of course, like we say, well, it is America, so you never know how the justice system is going to go. But maybe for a high-profile case like this, they're going to want to hold him as an example, like they're doing with Cosby.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. But even then, that still seems kind of light, though, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems real light. So I think his money did buy him something. They
Yes,
say, listen, bro, you gotta do something. You may not do all of this, but you gotta be guilty on something.
Yeah.
And that's what that reads to me.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, no, I don't think anybody does. Although Hollywood seems to be happy. I don't know if the expectations were, we know how this is going to go. But, I mean, this guy, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, like I said, the rape is terrible. I mean, we don't need to say that. I mean, that's obvious. But this was a guy that, if he ever felt crossed by anybody, he would try to ruin their careers, especially with women. You know, there are countless women out there. And a lot of people that are outspoken today include Ashley Judd and Mira Sorvino. If you notice, Mira Sorvino, who's an Oscar winner, I believe, at least Oscar nominated. I don't know if she won or not, but I know that she claims that she was pulled out of, forced kind of out of a career in Hollywood. You know, at least something where her career could have been better if Harvey Weinstein hadn't railroaded her. Ashley Judd, she says the same thing. And of course, Rose Mcgowan. You know, Rose McGowan can go off in some like real, crazy places, but for the most part, Rose McGowan was one of the first ones to come out and just say, "Hey, look, the bullshit. This dude is a monster," and her career is even kind of taking a toll. Yeah, there are dudes who actually knew and kind of confronted him about it. I know Brad Pitt he said, "I'll beat your ass if you mess with who was he dating at the time? Gwyneth Paltrow." Thank you. Yeah, he told that, and I'm looking at the chat, and they said that some people got into it with him. Like, it's not like nobody stood up to him, just they didn't have the power.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the chat, and somebody said Nathan Lane actually stood up to him.
Nathan Lane, good for him.
It's and a lot of people, they talking about, I'm glad he's going to prison. Now maybe he'll get what he did to other people, insinuating that he might get raped in prison. I'm gonna tell you, don't nobody want that shit. Ain't nobody going up in there. Ain't nobody trying to get no Harvey Weinstein ass up in there. Yeah, man.
And nothing happens to do with rich guys.
The booty warrior has standards.
The booty. I like booty, except for that. That's too much booty. Too nasty. This is from BuzzFeed. A lot of people are kind of celebrating this. Hollywood is reacting to Harvey Weinstein being found guilty of rape, sexual assault. Talking about how more than 80 women accuse Harvey Weinstein of sexual harassment and assault.
They're talking
man,
about
as long as people are feeling vindicated, man, that's good. You want people to feel, start to live their lives again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to worry about, So if that's what people are getting some sort of solace from this, I'm all for it.
Yeah. No, a lot of people are saying that this is a big day for the Me Too movement. And I'm looking here, like one of the examples. I was just reading this while I was flipping through here. Mira Sorvino. Apparently she did not get cast, and it was Mighty Aphrodite. She was promoting that movie and that she was in, and they say that Harvey Weinstein had invited her to his hotel room and massaged her.
Masseuse, huh?
Yeah, and I think she kind of turned him down, didn't like it, and then Harvey Weinstein went to Peter Jackson and said he didn't cast Sorvino or Ashley Judd in his films because of advice that Weinstein gave him. A lot of people are talking about how this is a day, you can read this on several articles, but how this is a big day for the Me Too movement and also just for justice overall. Like maybe he didn't get what we thought he should get, but a lot of people are saying that, at least we're not at a time where he would get away with it, like some other times.
Right. People just wanted something.
People wanted something, and also they say that with this, people are hoping for bigger shifts in attitudes in Hollywood. This is a happy moment right here, and hopefully a shift in thinking and behavior will happen in Hollywood. But my thing with this, and here, this is from Yahoo. They were talking about accuser Rose McGowan. More stars react to Harvey Weinstein. Today is a powerful day for the women. This is a quote here. I believe it's from Rose McGowan. For the women who testified in this case and walked through traumatic hell, you did a public service to girls and women everywhere. Thank you. #convict Weinstein. #guilty, she wrote. I'm sorry. No, that was Ashley Judd. Forgive me.
Ashley Judd.
Yeah, Ashley Judd wrote that. And you know what? I'm there completely with these people. This is a great day for the Me Too movement. This is a great day for not only sexism in Hollywood, but just a long series of violent crimes that has been committed by a serial rapist who had a lot of people in this powerful industry under his thumb. Which brings us to this question right here, because while this is good, and while I hope that this is progress, let's cut the bullshit and also address something else. Will there be an honest dialogue about not only Harvey Weinstein and what he did, but for the people that knew it was happening? I know a lot of people didn't have a lot of power to do anything. I get that, but there were some people who, it's not only would they just sit back and say nothing, but some people knew probably while they were praising him.
So I just want to thank God, Harvey Weinstein.
Oh. You're like, I'm
hit him with the G-O-D.
He's like, I'm gonna have sex with her.
But he wants to have sex with her. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's why she can say that. He's probably out of, I'm not even trying to talk bad about her age, but he had a certain age group he was going for and shit. That's another thing. This goddamn president.
He had a type.
Yeah, look at this room. Oh, Harvey. All these people up here.
Like they don't know. They all know. There's no way they don't know.
All this bullshit, all these people took pictures with Harvey Weinstein, palling around with Harvey Weinstein, calling Harvey Weinstein God. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry because a lot of people don't want to talk shit. It's only good to talk shit whenever somebody it is acceptable socially to talk about that person. Nobody ever really wants to talk about Meryl Streep talking about this shit. Nobody wants to talk about Quentin Tarantino with his arms around him and shit, when he was producing all of his movies. And I don't want these people to be canceled. I'm not sitting up here talking about these people need to be that they need to be boycotted. I'm not going down that road at all. But the shit is not going to be that helpful if we don't talk about the people who enabled this behavior.
This guy is so powerful that he can buy out courts and stuff, and he can also, with his power, he can buy out all these people around him because they work with him, and he produced their stuff too, even though they don't rape them. He still has power over them. Yeah. And people close eyes on this stuff, and that's how the system works.
Yeah, because to me, I know it's probably not. It's easier said than done. I can't speak for everybody. I don't know the circumstances, but I think it's important to at least address it. I don't know. I don't. Maybe Meryl Streep didn't know about it, but I know she also got up and clapped for a rapist when Polanski ruined. So I doubt that her morals were really there. No, people, everybody wants to sit up here and say, well, I still like her movies. She's not really saying a whole lot. Who knows? No, hold these people to task. Hollywood, people, it's not just Harvey Weinstein. Hollywood is the problem. Well, society is the problem, but Hollywood, there's a lot of shit that goes on where they enable these people, man. And then the thing that really gets me upset about is that, they turn a blind eye. They don't say shit. They praise until society has taken a turn, and all of a sudden we have to talk shit about this person. We have to hold this person to task. And then everybody wants to act like they were on the right side. Meryl Streep wants to get up. What's that?
No, I'm saying, has Meryl Streep come out and talked about Harvey Weinstein at all? I haven't heard anything about this. Has she said anything?
I haven't heard anything, so maybe she has. But it's still to me, if she did it at a time probably when it was okay or safer to do it.
I bet she did.
It's hypocritical.
That's why people are looked at as heroes. That's why people are looked at as making sacrifices, because sometimes it's not acceptable to say something. That's why whistleblowers, man, are looked at as, unique cases, because there's a lot going against them that could ruin them, and then people actually do it, and they risk all. Don't act like you were on the side. You weren't on the side of everything when you weren't willing to take that risk. Afterwards, that's fine. Just say I didn't know what to do. My career was in danger, but don't do this shit where you praise somebody and then you sit back silently when all the shit starts going down. That.
Yeah, that's when you start looking crazy, when you sitting there clapping and calling people God. Meanwhile, you know what's going on. And then when the shit hits the fan, you want to turn around and say, "Oh, I didn't know," or I was
just
powerless,
sit
I couldn't
down
do
and
anything.
quiet.
Well, if you didn't know anything, but you knew something, why the hell are you sitting up here clapping and shit? Just shut the hell up or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you're out here looking crazy. So, so now I'm very curious to see if Meryl Streep has gone on record to saying something about her God.
Well, this is weird. She talked her own harassment experiences. So why is he a god if he harassed you? In an overarching interview with the New York Times, Meryl Streep opened up about her own sexual harassment experiences in Hollywood and why she initially stayed quiet about the allegations swirling around Harvey Weinstein. I found out about this on Friday and went home deep into my own life. And then somebody told me that on Morning Joe, they were screaming that I haven't responded yet. I don't have a Twitter thing or handle or whatever, and I don't have Facebook. I really have had to think because it really underlined my own sense of cluelessness, and also how evil, deeply evil, and duplicitous a person he was. Yet such a champion of really great work. Oh, he's a now you just undermine everything right there.
Does the same thing. She did the same thing for the other one. Who was
Roman Polanski?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this shit. No, you have enabled rapists out there in a way. I mean, you applaud, not just you by yourself, but a room full of people, man.
So if a rapist is a good doctor, what are you going to say? Like, it's cool, he's a good doctor?
Yeah, I like the chat. And then he wrote a really big paycheck. Yeah, I don't want to hear this shit, man. I don't. She's
like, I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook.
Failed.
Yeah, just failed. Yeah, fell flat.
Like, she cannot reach anybody. Like, I don't have Facebook, I don't have Twitter. Really?
No.
That's the problem.
No, you were ready to applaud these people and stand up for them until the shit got heavy and hot. That's how it is, man. It wasn't too long ago that it was okay to sit up and applaud a rapist as long as they were an artist or a great producer or a genius. They're hypocrites, man. And all of them, who sat back and knew about this shit and praised this man, didn't say shit. They had a hand in it. I'm sorry. And I got criticized for talking about Meryl Streep because people still love her. These people, man.
Because everybody worships power and money at the end of the day. That's why. Nobody cares about ethics and stuff.
Just like everybody knew about Cosby, why all of a sudden it took Hannibal Buress to make a joke about Cosby and shit blow up? Everybody knew about Cosby, but Cosby was everybody's dad. Everybody knows this shit, man. It doesn't need to be just a Me Too thing. It needs to be a shift in thinking and this shit is happening in Hollywood all the time. People turning each other during the McCarthy era when everybody was a communist. Mm-hmm. So, and people still today, I look at some of these people who are traitors and turn their backs on their friends. And some of them still heroes today. If you really want to make a shift in Hollywood, you really want to shift in thinking, it's not going to change. It's just like life. It's always going to be hypocrites out there. There's always going to be people out there who are in it for themselves. I got that. But, let's stop pretending that these people who commit these crimes, let's stop holding them up as powerful people and heroes and worshiping them and thanking them and rewarding them. When we look, if it was just a regular person, that person would be the most horrible person in the world. You motherfuckers award people out there who do these terrible things that you sit around and then turn around and look at another person who ain't got that power. Oh my God, what a monster. Oh, man. Let's not act like things are changing when we don't want to address that part, because that part is still hard. It's still hard to call out famous actors and actresses out there who are still producing shit that everybody likes. Everybody loves Tarantino. Nobody's going to call him on that shit with Harvey, man, because, it's awkward. Nobody's going to call Mel Gibson on his racist bullshit because he's still popular. Oh, but, Harvey's in court. Harvey's the target of a movement now, and that movement is really popular and cool to be a part of because it's cool to say I'm a feminist now. No, that, man. He's not just the problem. The problem enabled a monster like that to be created.
What happens after this now? Okay, there's still a bunch of people who are doing the same nonsense now, whether maybe not to his extreme, but they're still manipulating, people and, manipulating our careers in Hollywood. We got to see how those people are taken down. If they're taken down, is there a real sting in Hollywood to cut this shit out? Who knows? Is this one of those places where, okay, listen, we found the fattest cat we can take. Let's take him down. Let's get the people, hooray for a couple years and then back to business as usual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll be a little more careful, I think. That's all.
Yeah. You can go. I tell you this. Go 6 years ago, if you went to a room where Harvey Weinstein was there and you got up and you said something about Harvey Weinstein, that room would turn on you. That room would be like, why are you causing trouble? What are you doing?
They would even kick you out.
Everybody's here to have a good time. This is not the time for this.
You can't say that about God.
He's sitting right here. Come on. Yeah. I just saying, as usual, people, let's cut the bullshit.
They're talking about over 80 women, and they only found him guilty on 2 things, and one is just probation. It's like, that's it? Over 80 people, that's what you got?
I know. It's crazy.
This is just to make people shut up, Look, he's guilty. Yeah, he'll get 3 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I know.
My man, 80 women, he walked away with rape 3?
Yeah.
Like they playing cards or some shit? What the I got rape 3.
He's giving out massages. That's what he likes.
Crazy.
Well, there goes my career in Hollywood.
Did you have
Get it all mapped out.
Yeah, I just sealed that deal right there. Oh, well.
So, I'm just waiting for Christopher Juicy Herman to step up and have his movement.
Corey raped me.
That juicy movement.
What did Christopher say? Oh,
I'm innocent.
why, Chris? I just had back surgery.
You juicy, but I had back surgery.
And you got Carlos back there talking about Corey Coleman is God.
He brought me up to his room and made me wear a shirt from dtmerch.com. And nothing but.
The pink one.
Oh, my balls were hanging below that classic black tear, the white logo. all these wonderful shirts right here.